Hey guys, we're back again with another update. Nothing really new here. Everybody's been begging me online for updates on the car. There's really not a whole lot to show, like I said online, but this is what I've got done so far. I've got all of this where the floor is going to go sanded, and the black is rust treatment. So both of the wheel welds are done everywhere where there's going to be spot welds. And then after this stuff has to cure for 24 hours, and tomorrow I'm planning on shooting weld through primer among all of those mating surfaces for the floor. Same story over here. Notice the hole here and the hole over here. Those were actually rust holes where the floor was. Yeah, it was pretty much straight rusted through. When I got everything apart, I could pretty much stick my finger through. So, in one of my other videos, I talked about how I was getting water, small amounts of water in the passenger side footwell, and nothing major. I mean, it was just dampness on the carpet, but I think that had something to do with it. I think the wheel was slinging it up and into these holes here, and this is probably where I was getting water in the trunk, because it wouldn't get water in the trunk when it rained if the car was just sitting still. So I knew it wasn't a bad trunk seal, and I think that had something to do with it. So but anyway, so all of this is done and taken care of. Once the floor is in, then I'll patch, or then we'll patch these. So yeah, but I have to get the floor in first, so that the car will be a little bit more rigid. Same story inside the car. Bear with me, trying to crawl underneath this thing. Pretty much everywhere where the floor will sit has been sanded. All the burrs have been sanded from the spot weld cutter, and everything has been rust treated. Actually, I just finished doing this. This is the end of about 4 hours worth of work today, getting all of this stuff sanded, because these spot welds here were actually raised, so I actually had to sand them down flush. So that was actually a pretty big job. Okay, so anyway, pretty much follows all the way around here. In between here, did all this, sanded all of that. So when this goes back together, it'll be pretty much like new. There, got the focus. So yeah, all of this has been taken care of. This isn't rust here. This is actually undercoat. So anywhere that there was surface rust, like this was all surface rust here, rust treated all of that. So just along there, and you'll notice that this panel is missing. I think I pointed it out in one of my other videos how that panel had rusted through. We'll actually weld a new panel in there once the pan is in, so that will be good. And then underneath here, pretty much everywhere where there was a spot weld that I had to cut, I sanded all that down and then rust treated it, so all the bare metal is covered. And then after this cures for 24 hours, then yeah, like I said, I'll weld through primer all of this stuff. So probably tomorrow afternoon. But yeah, so this worked out pretty well. What I used to do this, to get down in these pockets and such, which they're still not perfect, but they're pretty good. What I used to get down in there was this little sander I found at Wholesale Tool. It was like somewhere between 20 and 40 bucks, I can't remember, but it's been a great tool, pretty much invaluable doing this. But I didn't do everything inside the pockets here. The reason being is, ouch, that was my back. The reason being is this is going to need some rust repairs. It's not real bad, but it's bad enough to warrant my attention in repairing it. So can't really repair it right now because it's part of what's keeping this chassis from crumbling in on itself, since the floor is outside, or out of the car rather. But the plan is, once the floor pan is welded in, then with the floor pan being used to give the chassis rigidity again, then I'll go ahead and do the repairs there and there. And then also over here, when I removed the side skirts the other day, I found out that this side's rocker panel is starting to rust out. Not real bad yet, thankfully, so caught it early and cut all that off and replaced that. And this side's still pretty good, a little bit of surface junk there, but not real bad. So that's pretty much that. Like I said, there's really not a whole lot to see right now. People who've come over who I want to show the car to that haven't seen it before, like I can't even show them the dash because it's all covered right now to keep dust off of it. I should have done the same for the door cards because you can see how badly dusted they're getting just being in here. But I'm going to replace this fabric anyway, so not too worried about it. We'll have to cover up the sunroof and those windows before I start welding. So yeah, that's pretty much that. We'll get this all primed tomorrow, and hopefully I won't be able to do anything through the week again this week. I just came off of mandatory shifts this past week. I don't think I have any this coming week, but I still don't think I'll have time to work on it through the week. But if everything goes right, and I think it will, hopefully next Saturday I'll be able to test fit the floor pan in the car. So I have a couple little things to do. I got to drill these pieces here off the floor that I have. Actually, I left these on the car because they're in pretty good shape, and when I was looking at it, these welds here, if I were to drill those, it would come through exterior paint, and I really don't want to have to drill exterior paint, which, you know, it's at this point it's not a huge deal since I'm going to have to repair that anyway. But if I can save as much paint as I can, that would be good. So I really don't have the budget to do a full respray on the car right now, and I don't want to anyway. I'm going to try to get this whole car done, and then once it's done, the plan is to acid dip the whole chassis and then primer dip it, and then do a complete respray. And at the same time, it'll probably get a full cage tying in the strut towers front and rear. So really don't want to paint it right now. So anyway, I don't know too much else, but that's pretty much where I'm at with it, guys. So I guess I'll see you guys next time.